There we go. Well, hello, everybody. It is I, Genita Spencer, the founder of Bags, being a grandparent support. When the bags of life get too heavy, we are here. Bags of Goodies is back. We've been going for a little while, but we're back in full force. And this is sponsored by Bags, being a grandparent support. Bags is an organization that support grandparents who are raising grandchildren. And North Carolina is estimated around 87,000 grandparents that we know of who are raising their grandchildren. But we also support grandparents who are estranged to try to rebuild relationships with their adult children as well as their grandchildren. If you go to our website, bagsgoodlife.org, let me say it again, bagsgoodlife.org. There you will find information, resources, connections, and Bags definitely do advocacy. And we are so glad to bring Bags of Goodie back because, as you know, we don't only bring information and resources on our website, we bring it to social media as well. And this evening, I am so excited. We got one of our new partners with us. Her name is Jem Lundy. And I might have messed it up, Jim. I hope I didn't mess it up. But
Got it.
we're going to talk with her this evening. She's going to share some phenomenal things about her nonprofit, and she's going to tell you why you need to be in contact with her. Jim, welcome so much to Bags of Goodies. You are our first person coming back to the platform, and I am excited. You are a partner. And by the way, she is spotlighted on the website. All right. So definitely go on there. So this is informal, as I said earlier before we got talking, but I want you to introduce yourself. I know I said your name, but I want you to say your name right because Miss Genita probably didn't say it right. And I want you to tell us about your nonprofit and what was the moment or the experience that inspired you to start this nonprofit.
Okay, so hey everyone, thank you, Miss Janita and Bags, for inviting me here. My name is Jem Lundy. I am the founder of Time in Moms, and we are in the Triangle area, and we do 90 minutes of services for moms. We bring community to your homes, we bring support and trust into your homes by doing 90 minutes of light cleaning, meal support, and childcare. So that is what we do, and we are 100% volunteer based. All of our volunteers are background checked. They go through a training and they always do their first services with me so I can kind of guide them and model for them how we enter homes with our moms. And so I'm so excited to talk to you all about Time in Moms today. So the inspiration for Time in Moms. Number one, I'm a mom myself. I have two little ones. I have a 2-year-old girl and a 3-year-old boy, and they're 14 months apart. And we moved around, me, my husband, and I, we moved around a lot. So even before coming here to North Carolina, we were in New Orleans, we were in
Mm.
Houston. I'm from New York. So you can see the trend here. We've been around a lot of places. And when we had our kids, we didn't have a lot of family or friends around. And it was just really challenging.
Yes.
And I say that as
Yes.
a person who was is very ambitious, really good in her career, hard worker. And then when I had children, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
That
like
makes
all of
sense.
that
That
kind of
makes
fell
sense.
apart for me. And so I was just like, I just need help. I need someone to help me do these things. And I just thought about how do we give support to women? How do we give support to moms in the community and that practical support? And I was like, what would I want someone to come in and do for me? And cleaning and meal support and childcare are some of the things that came up. And actually, there's an app for moms that I went out and I surveyed over 200 moms, asking them like, what are some services they would,
Wow.
and those are the three services that people repeatedly said that they would love someone to come help them with. So that really inspired me to think about Time in Moms. And, there's more parts to this. I mean, my experience as a mom, also my experience as an educator, that was really big. So my background is in education. So I was a teacher and I was a
Mm.
founding principal. And so those two things are also parts of my life that I think about parents. And so I've
Yes.
had so many conversations with parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, a lot of people, right, that would tell me like, it's been so busy. I have to take the kids to soccer. I have to cook. I have to clean. I have to do all these things. And I didn't get to do this last night, and the kids weren't able to do this. And so I think about those voices as well as to why time in moms is so important. And one great fact about time in moms that you all should know is that we help with kids of all ages. And so we're
Yes.
not just for postpartum moms, although we do have a lot of postpartum moms. So we help with kids of all ages. So you can have an 11-year-old, you can have a 15-year-old, you have a 16-year-old. Just the
Wow.
other day, I was supporting a mom who had two teenagers. And she said, she's like, I'm a single mom, I'm working all the time, and they really want to cook meal. And she called us in to help her cook a meal for her girls. And we love helping with that. So that's just something for everyone to also know. And then that last fact about why time in moms is I think about the way I was raised in a single parent household, and my mom just needing a lot of support. And we had a really good time, and she did such an amazing job raising us. But I also there were times where it was just like, I just need some help. And I just think
Yes.
about all those parts of my life, and that's why time in moms.
I think what you just said is phenomenal because when Jim reached out to me, I had heard from lots of grandparents that this was coming back to parenting again was very much of a struggle.
Mhm.
And what I also liked about Jim, she didn't touch on it yet, was that some of the grandparents talked about the grandchildren coming back to them to raise, but having challenges,
Mm,
being diagnosed
mm.
maybe with autism or ADHD, ages 4, 5, and 6, and just really requiring a lot of attention and how they would love to have a break. Now, in our circle, we call it respite care.
Yes.
When you get to a certain generation, and so one of the things Jen and I talked about was she talked about teenagers, but tell me about providing that care for children, young children that may have had a diagnosis. Is that something you guys can do or you don't do?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit.
Absolutely. So we do support parents who have kids with special needs. And that's like a really big part of my life too. I do have an education background with special education specifically.
Wonderful.
And so we've had parents who have kids with special needs, and they are so thankful and grateful when we come in and do childcare, because they're like, it's really hard to find someone who understands, also someone who can relate, but also someone who knows how to support their child. And so I have a background. There are some other volunteers that may have a background. And even if they don't, we can have conversations, because I do have that background in special education to support those who want
Awesome.
to know more information about supporting students or kids that have special needs.
The more you talk, the more I love you, honey.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love I love my children with special needs. And I know it's so hard for parents that have kids with special needs, and y'all are doing so much. You taking kids to occupational therapy, speech therapy, you're ripping and running, you're going here and there, you're doing so much, you're doing the IEPs. And we just love to be a support to you all too, and give y'all that 90 minutes of break as well.
Well, tell me something. So I hear you talking about the breaks, providing 90 minutes of childcare, 90 minutes of light cleaning. I saw it on your website, 90 minutes of maybe fixing a dinner, a light dinner.
Yes.
All the things that you and your volunteers have done up to this point, what are you most proud of?
Yeah, I'm most proud of, I mean, it's a few things here. One, I'm most proud of all of the parents who do ask for help. Because initially when we started in August of 2025, I didn't know how many people would reach out to ask for help. I know it's a vulnerable space to even have someone come into your home and be
Yes.
there. And, there's a lot of concerns around safety and trust. And we do a lot of things to ensure that people feel safe and that there is trust built. But there are moms. I'm really proud of all of the moms and the parents who've reached out and say, "Hey, I need help." And they invited us into their space. And, a lot of them continue to reach out, and I continue to talk with them even after that. But even when we're there in the home, it's not just about the cleaning or the meal care or the childcare. It's also about that community that we're building. And so a lot of people will share their stories. It's so funny because at first I thought, people would just go for a break and, go upstairs, take a bath. And some people do. And we love that. And I always tell people, please, go take your break. But a lot of times parents just want to have conversations, and they want to have another adult who can understand them and like talk to them about what they've been going through. And there's so many parents who will share so many vulnerable things with us as we're there. And it's like a sisterhood sometimes, a motherhood, and that's it. Just we all together, just being friends and just having a conversation. And I'm cleaning or cooking, and we're talking, and these are the types of things that are happening. So I'm just really proud of the moms who have stepped up, who have asked for help. And I will also say, I think since we've started, we've done. I think we're now at 100 hours of just services, and we only do our services on Saturdays and Sundays. And so that's
Okay.
6,000 minutes of doing time ins. And that's just a lot of time that we've spent in homes. And I say every weekend we've been booked since starting since the beginning we've been booked. And we want to eventually expand to the week. But we're keeping it slow right now. We're keeping it on the Saturdays and Sundays. But I am just really proud of the parents who continue to ask for help and the support, even when it's hard for them, because a lot of them tell me like it wasn't easy for me to ask, but I just needed help. And I'm just so happy it was the help that I thought I needed. And sometimes they didn't even know it was the help they thought they needed, because I've been
Yes.
to so many homes where it's like they say, okay, I need this thing. And then I come and like, do you want help with this too? And they're like, you'll do it? And I was like, yeah, like we're here to help you. Like people have such a hard time. I'm like, we are really here to help you. There's no strings attached. We just want to spread love, and we want to be here a community for you. And so that's just who we are for our people. So our
I love it.
community.
I think I really like the part where you talk about not only are you providing 90 minutes of the child care, the cooking and the cleaning, but someone to talk to,
Yes, yes,
someone
yes,
to talk to. I
yes,
think that is one of the biggest pieces in mental health,
yes,
be it for younger, older, raising grandchildren, single mom, is that piece of just having someone to talk to who will
yes,
listen.
yes,
And so I think you have another piece to add on to your program. We are listeners
yes,
for your
yes,
emotions and your mental health. I
yes.
love that. One of the other things I want to ask you is, what is one of the biggest needs that Time and Mom have, or
What?
several needs? Like, how do you become a volunteer if that's something you want to do?
Hmm.
What is the first step?
Yes.
Or what should I think about if I'm contemplating becoming a volunteer?
Yeah, so yes, volunteering is always a big need for a lot of nonprofits, is especially ours, especially that we go into homes. I do a lot of going into homes on the weekends, so it's just something that I love to do, even as the founder. But we do have a lot of other volunteers who do support and go into homes on the weekends as well. It's still a high need because I think the more people are getting to know who we are, we're getting more applications and more people asking to get services. And so we are going to definitely need way more people. And then the step to volunteer is just to go to timeandmom.org/volunteer. And it'll just ask you to sign up. We'll ask you a few questions just about like what services you're into, what locations you'd like to serve. So we do serve the Triangle area. But we have a list of all the cities that we serve on our website. I would say right now our top two cities are Raleigh and Durham, but we do go into Clayton, and we do go into other areas like Wake Forest and those
Mm.
other areas as well. So definitely check out our website. But yeah, to volunteer, you also have to get a background check. And you will have to go through a short training with us, which is online. And then you will do one time in, at least with me, or a few with me, depending on if we're scheduled to go together. And I'm pretty fun, so you should come with you should come with me. But we also have other ways to volunteer too. And all of our services are 90 minutes. And so we don't do any more than 90 minutes. So if you sign up for a Saturday to do 90 minutes at 12:30, it's just 90 minutes from when you enter and when you leave. And you always go volunteer in pairs. You always with someone else.
Oh,
And then,
okay.
yeah, we always have two people. Is never one. It should always be two people together.
Okay.
And if you are with someone else, you always text our admin team to let us know you arrived and when you leave. So we do have some protocols in place to make sure that everyone's arriving and leaving safely and everything
I
is
like
going
that. I like
okay.
that.
Yeah, so we do have a few things. And so it's 90 minutes, but there's other ways to volunteers. Let's say like cleaning and meal support and childcare is not your thing. And I can understand that's not for everybody. We do have some other things you can do. We have outreach. So we do have it where you can do some tabling for us. So we are still spreading awareness because we are a very new nonprofit. And so like we have a library event tomorrow to go table at. We've tabled for other nonprofits and other community events, some community baby showers and things like that. And we love our volunteers to come help with that. Even for our service days, and maybe you don't participate in the actual service day, but we do need someone at our tables, supporting our volunteers as they enter, to support the moms and things like that. We need people to make phone calls for us to businesses. So there's a
Oh,
lot of things, social
wow.
media. And so there's different ways that people can give their 90 minutes. And so if it's not in the homes, there's definitely a lot of other things to do. So we'd love your support and your help.
Now you guys do a lot. You really do a lot. And how much does this cost?
$0, no cost.
Zero. Did y'all hear
Yeah.
that? $0. You can't even
Yes.
get a repairman to walk in your door for less than
Listen.
150.
Now we do take donations now, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you do
everything is
take,
at no
yes,
cost.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And look,
Yeah.
and Bags is one of your supporters. We just
Yes,
love you guys.
absolutely. We
Yes, and
appreciate you.
Grandma Moms, y'all see this? Y'all contact me, and I'll make sure you get
Yes.
connected. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
okay. Now, let me ask you this: do you have any upcoming events?
Yes. Our next service day is on March 8th. And I believe that's a Sunday. And our is a service day is from 1:30 to 3:30. It's 2 hours for that one. So our service days are usually where there was a mom that we helped previously, and we realized that she may need more support. And so we just asked her, how would you like, 10 to 15 people to come and just do all three of our services in one day? So those are our bigger
Mm.
days. So in that day, we're doing cleaning, we're doing cooking and childcare all in that same day. And that's why we need so many volunteers. And so our next day will be in Durham, and we have a foster mom who we want to support. And so
Awesome.
that is what we're going to be doing. And so, yeah, so I do have a link for anyone who would like to sign up. You can always send me an email at timeandmoms@gmail.com if you are interested. Yeah, so that is our very next day. We also will be having another event on May 2nd as like a Mother's Day reset event. And we'll be sending more information out about that. And we'll just have like mini workshops for moms. And it's just a way to reset and really support our community.
We talked about volunteers. How can the community support you? How can businesses or organizations or other nonprofits? What are some ways they can support Time and Mom?
Yeah, I mean, I just love when everyone shares information. And we're new to this, nonprofit side of things. And so if you are a nonprofit, we just love to connect. Hopefully, I've connected with you already. I've connected with a lot of people. So hopefully I've connected with you already. But if not, I'd love to introduce myself and get to know you, whether it's a Zoom call or a cup of coffee or tea. Just let me know. And I definitely would love to get to know you. For businesses, please support our moms, and you can do that by we are looking for donations and
Mhm.
fundraising. We have moms who get one service and they want another service, right? They need another service, right? And so most of our moms, they get one service at no cost. But we are trying to work where there are moms who might have more financial hardships, maybe single parents have, kids with special needs, and we want to be able to provide them more than one service. And so in order to do that, we do need donations. And so we want businesses and people to donate. And even if it's like I live in Durham and I want to donate to a mom in Durham, or I live in Clayton, I want to donate to a mom in Clayton. Those are some things that we can definitely have businesses and supporters do as well.
And got me thinking a little bit about that, businesses and donating, especially when you talk about cooking. One of the things that's challenging, which is for a lot of people, we're talking constantly about the cost of food, you know.
Yes.
And I thought about you guys when you said, would you go in and fix a light meal?
Yep.
But what if they didn't have to worry about having that meal there for you to fix? You
Mm-hmm.
know, what if an organization or company sponsored a meal, that you could have your time and miles prepare? We don't always have to wait for Thanksgiving and Christmas to feed our sisters and brothers out there. People
Yeah.
eat more than just on holidays.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
that's
Yes.
one of the things. Yes,
Yes.
that village.
Yes, I agree with that. And I thank you for bringing that up because part of the meal support is usually there are moms who will have their own groceries who will say you can just come in and support. But there have been a lot of cases where there's some who do need us to go and buy groceries for them. Now, Publix has worked with us a little bit and gave us a few donations, but those donations are running out. And
Yes,
so
yes.
we do need, if there are moms who need groceries, you can always say, okay, I want to donate some groceries. That is something that can also happen as well, for sure. We'd
I
love
think that would
that.
be great.
Yeah.
I know here in Clayton, in North Carolina, they do the blessing box, and they have different locations, police station, churches, even the state credit union, where you can go in and put canned goods and boxes of things in there that any family can come and get. Anybody can come get. There's no lock on it
Mm,
whatsoever.
okay.
But just in thinking about it, I thought it would be great that if we could set up something for you from time to
Mm,
time, that we could coordinate that. Doesn't have to be Bags or Miss Genita, but I want you
mm,
guys to think about this.
yeah.
One of the things sometimes when I started this organization years ago, there was a wonderful, and she's still a great supporter, who worked with Feed the Hungry. And she said, Miss Genita, I will provide food for you if you have somewhere to storage. Well, Bag didn't have anywhere to store it. We got a storage unit now, but we did, you know. And she said, "Do you have a garage?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm married. I got to ask somebody." I just can't say, bag it up, put it in the garage, you know. So with that being said, though, I just thought about you when you said about fixing meals, and
Yeah.
even though they have or they could go buy, it would be nice just to save them an extra
Yes.
buck. So just keep us in mind the next time you do, and
Yeah.
see if we can connect and get you a couple of canned goods and things so you can make the
Yeah.
spaghetti and the meatloaf and
Yes.
those types of things that last for a day or two. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. The non-perishable items definitely would
Yes.
support. Yes. Thank you so much.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the viewers before we come to end on Bags of Goodies?
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I'd like to share is because a lot of people ask me what are the criteria for getting services, and the only criteria it is you have children and you need support and you're in the triangle area, and that's it. There's no income requirement. And a lot of people are like, well, why? Right? Here's why, because right now it's like when it comes to being overwhelmed or your mental health, there's no income requirement with that. You can be on the lower end or the higher end, and it
Oh,
could still feel like
beautiful,
I'm
beautiful.
overwhelmed and I need people and I need my community. I need love. I need somebody to step in. I need practical care. And so that's why we do it the way we do it. And so anyone can sign up for a time in. So definitely go to timeinmoms.org and check us out. We have a lot of FAQs. If you want more information to learn more about us before signing up or before volunteering, definitely check us out. Feel free to email with any questions you may have, and I'm willing to respond.
I love this. I love this. Do you have anything for Tommy and grandmas?
Well, grandmas are part of it
When you come
too.
just give grandma a
Grandmas
break.
are mamas too. So definitely grandmas are mamas too. And if you are caring for children, you are part of the list. Yeah,
Well, I'm talking
yeah.
about somebody to cook for me and feed me and
Listen,
play with
okay?
me.
But if we come to your house, we cook for you too. Now, I don't know if I cook like grandma do, but I try my best. And we have a few good cooks too. So we have a few good cooks. So
Ooh, well, this has just
yeah.
been informative and it's just been such a awesome time of connecting with Time and Mom Jim Lundy. I love her, everybody. I
I
love
love you
her.
too. I love you too.
So go to her website. Say it again. What's your
Time
website?
timeinmoms.org. Timeinmoms.org. Yeah.
And if you forget, she's on Bag's website as one of our partners. You can click on there, you'll see her, and then it connects you. She is our spotlight for the month of February. So when you click on her picture, it's going to take you directly to her website. Again, I just want to thank you so much for spending time with Genita Spencer, sponsored
Thank
by Bags, been a grandparent support, getting our bags of goodies.
you.
And you have
Yeah.
given them a bag full of goodies today. Everybody, thank you so much. You can see this again on a social media platform. You'll be also able to go on our website soon and you'll see this interview. So if there's anything you don't remember or can't remember or you want to recap, it's going to be there. It's going to be there. Love you. Thank you again, and we'll see you.
Bye.